up, guys? Welcome to Hair Installation Part 1. I'm Lucy Palmer Hair, and you're probably wondering who I've got sitting with me today.
Hello, everybody. I'm Veronica Greene, international hairdresser extraordinaire. I've been a hairdresser for 20 years, and I've worked all around the globe at big hair shows in New York, Miami, and London. And currently, we are here in Doha, Qatar, gem of the Persian Gulf.
Oh yeah, baby. All right, so we're gonna answer a few questions what we generally get on a day-to-day basis from clients.
Yeah.
All right. So, do you want me to kick it off?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, why are we, as stylists, so against box dyes?
Well, it's not that we really hate box dye, we just hate having to correct the mess that happens after it.
Right.
Yeah?
Okay. Yeah.
Because, I mean, even with brown or any color, when you put that box dye on, you don't really know what you're doing. And then there's a whole bunch of things that can happen after that, and it just makes a big mess for us to try to figure out when you come in next time.
Exactly. So essentially we gotta take a few steps back again to then go forward and recreate your hair journey with your hair goal, essentially, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to get down to why does rebonding, keratin, protein, Botox, any of these chemical straightening services gonna cause problems when we're doing color corrections?
Well, I mean, essentially, they're just hair relaxers with fancy names. So
Straight up, yeah.
really, it's just straightperm.com.
Yeah, literally.
So, you take the highest possible chemical and then try to work over the top of that. It gets really confusing
Right.
and damaging.
A lot of damage. I think people don't understand, when they put this on their hair, it kind of gives them a halt to a lot of different services they can do after.
Yeah.
For one of those is bleaching, right?
Yeah. Also, when it gets wet, it kind of smells like fertilizer.
Oh.
You ever notice that?
I actually have. And you can smell that when you're
Yeah.
blow drying it in and stuff. Straight up. Alright. So, what's some of the questions you get in your chair on like a daily basis?
Maybe why does my color fade?
Your color fade.
Yeah.
Alright, that's a really good question. It's pretty one of the most asked questions we get, especially here, I think, with all the sun and the climate and everything, why my color tends to fade so quickly. Maybe mineral buildup, sunlight, proper uses of products. These things are pretty fundamental, when you're working or sustaining that color, don't you think?
Swimming's bad too.
Yeah,
For color. I mean, it's great for exercise.
Exactly. I'm not going to be working on my hair. I want to try and keep it like it is in the moment.
But yeah, you said wrong shampoo.
Yeah, totally.
Because, I mean, that's going on your hair every day.
Yeah.
Or whenever you wash it. So that's probably one of the number one things.
How would I know? Would I know it's the wrong shampoo because my color fading or different things?
Well, did you buy it at the grocery store? Would be a good place to start.
Check. How many of you are so in that category right now?
Or at Sephora.
Yeah, I mean, just because they sell it doesn't mean it's good for your hair, right?
Yeah.
That also, using just your general pharmaceutical kind of shampoo or aftercare products plays a huge vital importance to like your color fade, essentially.
Sometimes people see a price and they get afraid, but when you buy a more quality product, you get usually a lot more use out of it because it takes less product to achieve the desired result.
Yeah, totally.
And you get more benefit from the hair product, whatever it is, shampoo, conditioner, or oils, any kind of products, heat protection, anything like that. The more expensive products have higher quality ingredients, so it's a lot easier to keep the hair in balance this way.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So after that, a lot of blondes also change color in that sense. Why does my blonde go so yellow? A few of my blonde clients come into the chair, or a few of my friends come into the chair and be like, why is my blonde yellow?
And blonde is yellow, right?
Exactly.
Blonde is yellow.
Blonde is just a shade of yellow.
Yeah.
We've just been programmed to feel that yellow's a bad thing. When really not.
Yeah,
right?
no, it's not that bad. But I mean, toners are important, and then purple shampoo,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we talked about shampoo earlier, so we know already that not all purple shampoo is created equal.
Exactly. We have different content of purple shampoo, maybe super strong, or just like that conditioner feel. Essentially a toner, right?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Let's see. Sometimes people come to me with really dark hair and they want like a fashion tone. They want like a bright purple or a bright blue or silver hair. And these things are not necessarily impossible, but a lot of times you have to decide how much damage am I willing to put my hair through to get there.
Number one,
yeah, because you're probably not going to have a really dark hair color or dark color on the hair. I'm talking about natural hair that's dark and any color hair
artificial
that has hair color on it that's dark or medium brown sometimes.
Right.
Making a big jump to having hair that's much lighter requires you to be blonde first. So if you're the kind of person that's coming in, like Lucy's friends, and asking why is my hair yellow,
Yep.
You need to get beyond that stage of blonde first before you can ever even think about having something like silver or bright blue or bright purple, even if those colors seem to appear dark.
Yeah.
When you look at them, still underneath of it, it's blonde first.
It's blonde. You need to get your hair to the lightest possible blonde to achieve these results. How many times has this word silver been thrown around and not quite concept? Like grasping that concept of what it involves, That leads me to think and to share with you guys that most of you guys look at, and we look at, being on the receiving end of them Instagram posts, being like, yeah, this is my ideal Instagram hair. Why can't they achieve that Instagram hair in one sitting?
Come on, that shit's fake as fuck!
Fake! Right. So, lighting.
Spending all day, all 3 days.
3 days, yeah.
To make one look.
Filtering.
Filters.
So many hair is filtered now, changed. But there's a lot of time behind those cameras that you do not see, right?
Yeah.
We've done it hours and hours on end, right?
Yeah.
Just trying to get you even a few shades lighter, removing all of that, like we talked about at the beginning, right?
The whole thing is a process. So you have to go in with some flexibility, thinking this is gonna look like this on me. How many times have you wanted some new haircut and then it doesn't look like the picture, but it's the exact same haircut? And that's because you don't look like that model.
Right.
First of
You
all.
don't look like that model.
So applying this to color with Instagram hair, do you have a bundle of waist length hair extensions ready to be colored and inserted?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 9 times out of 10 people don't have that. So you have to work with what you have at the same time. If you really truly want the goal, you're gonna be patient enough to get it, and just explore them options behind everything, okay?
Yeah.
So if we're doing that, balayage, does it come under a color correction or a color process in your eyes?
It depends.
It depends, yeah, for sure.
It depends.
Uh-huh.
A lot of times people will come in with a kind of normal highlighted blonde hair look.
Mm-hmm.
And then they show me some really beautifully vibrant blonde balayage with lots of contrast. The roots are dark. But
Lots of Instagram hair,
lots
guys.
of Instagram hair, and that shit's real. And do we even have hair books? For a second, let's divert for a second here. Do we even have books that show us like different hairstyles now?
No, of
No.
course not.
No, it's all Instagram.
It's all on your phone.
Yeah.
I mean, you pick up a catalog. Oh no, these are outdated. These are not made anymore. Everyone wants the same thing pretty much on that Instagram.
To get that brightness through the ends that we see on a lot of those posts, if you don't want to use filters and you want it to look like that in real life, the amount of bleaching that's required to go through the ends is oftentimes a lot more than people realize.
Right. Yeah.
So you have to be ready for some significant damage, even with your bond builders like Olaplex.
Totally. Yeah.
You want to explain to them what Olaplex is?
So we can only go so far with Olaplex. Yes, Olaplex is extraordinarily changed our industry. You know, a lot of hairdressers can just really push the boundaries when it comes to stuff, knowing we have that Olaplex as a support net. And as you know, Olaplex comes in like, there's about 7 now?
Yeah, there's a whole
7
Olaplex line.
different Olaplex. And I think when we started, it was only 1 and 2. So this is extremely important just to salon stylist life, alright? So you know, the 1 is crucially mixed into our colors or any form, or as a standalone treatment mixed with water. Make sure you get the correct measurements. It's pretty vital, I mean, for a lot of things, to be fair. So that number 1 is essentially adding and going into the cuticle. Okay, so this is stopping a lot of that integrity damage, first of all. But if you're not following up with that number 2, you render it useless pretty much, right? You've got to follow up with that number 2, and that strengthens the bonds and seals and hardens whatever is in the base of the Olaplex in your hair, and stops you from getting that gum-like elasticity loss and all of that damage that's on top of things. Yarn hair, exactly. And I think it's super important. Color changes, anything, you know, your maintenance. At least have some sort of bond former. We're not saying Olaplex is the only one, right? But it's a great way to start. Hey?
I like to talk about something really interesting now. Let's talk about the strand test.
Oh, fundamental stylist.
How do you feel? How do you feel about strand tests?
I love a strand test. I'm not gonna lie. Everyone that comes into my chair, let's do a strand test first, you know, because that is your fundamental. As stylists, we have built that into our heads. Our fundamental 101, strand test that before. People lie to us.
You know what?
People lie.
I don't do a strand test.
People lie to me then. People lie to me.
Because at this point, if I feel skeptical enough that I have to do a strand test, then I can assume that the hair is already not in the place where I want it to be in order to proceed with the service.
Okay, good outlook, I guess, you know.
Yeah, I just, no
each
strand
to their
tests.
own. I'm all about strand tests, and Veronica
She's all
here.
about the test, about the test, no trouble.
There is a lot of trouble that comes with that, like, believe me. So you have 2 stylists, 2 different options, you know. Veronica going without the strand test because she feels like in her gut, if she needs to do that strand test, there's gonna be complications. Breakage.
Yeah.
I feel I need to do it sometimes because people often lie to me or just accept to the fact that, girl, do you have keratin on your hair? Did you box dye this? Did you? No, you can straight up see that. I mean,
but then I'm the one like a weird chimpanzee digging through the
flicking through the
looking for the curly hair at the root. Is it there? Is it there? Is it curly?
There it is. Lied to me.
You have keratin. I know it.
Exactly. So I mean, everybody has their own personal opinions. I mean, strand tests, no strand tests. But at the end of the day, everyone's completely different. We just want to give you our views.
There's no right way to do this.
No, of course. So that is part 1 of our hair installation talk, right?
Yeah.
And I hope you can come back and actually speak to me tomorrow with our part 2.
Well, we have nothing else to do right now, so there's no reason why I can't.
Let's do it. All right. Great talk. Catch you on the flip side.